Good morning, Primary 4. Today we will talk about the importance of sunlight to living organisms. How are you all? I am Miss Khulud. Okay. So we talked about the cell and what is the meaning of the cell and what is the type of the cell in the lesson 3. Now in the lesson 4. So we will talk about in the photosynthesis process. How does the plant make its own food? Plant can make its own food by photosynthesis process. So photosynthesis process, it is a process by which a green plant makes its own food. How can it make its own food? This leaf have a chloroplast. The chloroplast get carbon dioxide and water and the sunlight. So the leaves by the chloroplast can change it into produce oxygen and carbohydrates. Carbohydrates, which is a food of the plant. So carbohydrates, sugar, starch, so all of this are the plant food. So by which the plant can make its own food by itself. So what is the main source of the energy for the plant? So it is the sun. Okay. So I wanted to know there is a starch or not. So I will detect by iodine solution is used to detect the presence of starch, where the color of iodine solution will turn to be blue color. In the photosynthesis process, the green plant uses carbon dioxide and releases oxygen. In the respiration process of the plant and animal, plant also make respiration. So there is a difference between photosynthesis process and respiration. So the plant can make respiration process by oxygen gas is used and the carbon dioxide is produced. Okay? So the green plant keep the percentage of oxygen and the carbon dioxide constant in the air by the photosynthesis process. So I will classify living organisms into producers like the plants, consumers like the animals, decomposers like the fungi and bacteria. This is a living organism can make their own food by photosynthesis process like the green plant, sometimes of the bacteria and green algae. Consumers, there are living organisms depend on producer or depend on producer directly by eating the plant. Like what? Like the human, we are a consumers, we can eat the plant, so this is a direct. But we can eat all those animals which eat the plant. So I will call it indirect. So we depend on the producers by the direct way or indirect. Consumers eat the plant like the cow and rabbit, but the consumer eat another consumers which feed on the plant where there is a line and the hook. So decomposers, they are the living organisms which decompose or organic wastes, dead bodies, plant remains, decayed food. Sometimes of bacteria, yogurt bacteria, and sometimes of fungi, yeast fungus, wheat, bread, mold fungus. What is the importance of the decomposers by which help in get rid of the dead bodies, like you see? Increase soil fertility. In many industries as a cheese, bread mold, and yogurt. So you don't touch the decayed food with your hand. Why? Because this have a bacteria and fungus. When you buy preserved food, be sure of the date by which the food it is in it. So thank you, Primary 4. We finished lesson 4, the importance of the sunlight.